DGTV is Darren Gilbert television. You are watching it. Classic television with modern news and analysis. Stay tuned to DGTV. Up next is DGTV News and Commentary, starring Darren Gilbert. Brought to you by Coal, effective, efficient energy. Now available in clean coal. And by Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Effective, efficient beer. Available in the regular, classic, and light. And now, here's the host of DGTV News and Commentary, Darren Gilbert, reporting today from Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada. Here's Darren.
Hi, and welcome back to DGTV News and Commentary. It's been a while. I took the summer off. How was your summer? Well, if you're President Barrack Obama, you had a lousy one. But we'll get to him in a short while. First, item 1. For $10,000, I'll buy your vote. Premier Dalton McGuinty and the Ontario Liberals have made an election promise giving a $10,000 tax credit to businesses that hire skilled new immigrant workers instead of skilled Ontario workers who are not happening to be new immigrants. McGuinty called Conservative leader Tim Hudak a Tea Partier this past week, someone who's seeking to divide. Really, Dalton? Your promise divides. You see, you're a hypocrite. It pits new immigrants against non-new immigrants in the process of looking for a job. It is pandering. It is doing and saying anything to get a vote. And of course, if you criticize it, the Liberals can accuse you of being anti-immigrant. But McGuinty likes to be in everyone's business because he thinks he knows what's best for everyone, including you. And spare me the Tea Party name-calling. I'm sick and tired of anti-American rants by Liberals in this country.
Dalton McGuinty promised.
We will not raise taxes.
But he's become the tax man. With his health tax, his HST tax grab, his sneaky eco-tax. And adding HST to your hydro bills, the tax man keeps making you pay, with no idea how hard it is on you.
We will not raise taxes.
But he's proven that
Lie.
he will raise taxes. Don't let the tax man get you again. It's time for change in Ontario.
DGTV is endorsing the Ontario Conservatives and its leader, Tim Hudak. Don't let the Liberals get away with all of their lies and all of their new taxes. What's coming next? Never mind what's in their promises. What's not in there? What are they lying to you about right now that they will implement if they are re-elected? The Ontario provincial election is underway. For 8 years, the Liberals have been ripping us off, spending and lying, overspending and lying to us while they do it. Do not small for Dalton McGuinty's smiles and lies. Behind that smile is a regular run-of-the-mill Liberal politician who will say and do anything for a vote. On October 6, vote Conservative. Vote for Tim Hudak. Item. President Barack Obama gives another speech.
Regardless of the arguments we will have in the future, this plan is the right thing to do right now. You should pass it.
He kept saying you should pass this bill. A month after announcing he had a jobs plan as he continues to govern over a very weak economy, an indebted economy, Obama gave a speech to a joint session of Congress a day later than he originally was going to give it when he tried to conflict it against a Republican leadership debate at the Reagan Library that had been planned well in advance. That was a cheap amateur trick by the president, and it did not work, and it made him look small. In the speech, Obama promised more than $450 billion more of stimulus for shovel-ready projects, though he didn't call it stimulus because that is now synonymous with expensive failures, and extending the payroll tax cut. And he will come back in 2 weeks to tell us how he's going to pay for it. The boring, desperate political speech was uninspiring and predictable. Item: Republican debate at the Reagan Library. The 8 main candidates in the Republican presidential nomination field met at the Reagan Library in California with host Nancy Reagan, honorable host, and they had it out. DGTV, as you know, has endorsed Michelle Bachmann, Congresswoman Bachmann. Though all of her points in the debate were intelligent, thoughtful, and strong, she had less to say in this debate as her numbers have unfortunately fallen. I suggest to her that in the next debate, she focus directly on Governor Rick Perry and take him out as she did Governor Tim Pawlenty, in a previous debate. Perry is the least conservative candidate running in the field, save for perhaps Ron Paul. Perry does not want to finish the border fence with Mexico because he thinks this is a more popular position with Hispanic voters. We don't need a poll reader as a president. We need a conservative with positions that parallel the Tea Party. Finishing the fence and securing it is a minimum prerequisite. Governor Mitt Romney was quite effective in this debate. He parried Rick Perry well, and he did so in a gentlemanly manner. If the race eventually comes down to Perry and Romney, DGTV will endorse Governor Mitt Romney.
In fact, we created more jobs in the last 3 months in Texas than he created in 4 years in Massachusetts.
States are different. Texas is a great state. Texas has a zero income tax. Texas has a right to work state, a Republican legislature, a Republican Supreme Court. Texas has a lot of oil and gas in the ground. Those are wonderful things. But Governor Perry doesn't believe that he created those things. If he tried to say that, well, it'd be like Al Gore saying he invented the internet. Look, the reality is...
Good one by Romney.
Michael Dukakis created jobs 3 times faster than you did, man.
Well, as a matter of fact, George Bush and his predecessor created jobs at a faster rate than you did.
Well done, and like I say, gentlemanly, Governor Mitt Romney. But for now, we're sticking with Michelle Bachmann here at DGTV. Item: European banking and governments on the verge of collapse over bailouts, with Greece failing to meet its economic bailouts deadlines on a regular basis, with Portugal, Spain, and Italy in trouble next, with rumors of France being added to the list. Where will the money for the bailouts come from? It's a fair question. With the USA in terrible debt as well, with no end in sight, with its worst president in history, save for the possibility of President James Buchanan, international economic calamity is nearly at our doorstep. Will you be ready? The Canadian Conservative government is in debt too, but it is in the best shape of its partners. That said, with the world economies falling, our economy would be drastically affected here in Canada too. If governments do not eliminate deficits and get debts under control, if governments do not stop making stupid promises, and if they don't slash spending, they will fall. As former Fox host and now GBTV host Glenn Beck has pointed out, it is wise to have a 6-month supply of non-perishable food items in your home, and if you can afford it, I can't, buy gold. Be prepared when things start falling down around you, because I have very little faith in current politicians around the world to deal with this problem effectively and quickly. Item: Martial law in Trinidad. Curfews at nightfall are being enforced. You will be arrested if you're out after 9 p.m. Message to Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessere of Trinidad and Tobago. Instead of outlawing guns, as you are trying to do in this lovely Caribbean nation, allow the citizens to have guns and to carry them for protection, because the police are not big enough to provide security to the citizens on your islands. Criminals will think twice of committing a crime if their intended victim is possibly armed. If you take arms away from the honest citizens, the dishonest citizens will have their way. Empower the people to deal with the massive violent crime in your country, Prime Minister Bissessir. As we get ready to sign out here at DGTV, our prayers are with the families of the 9/11 victims, soldiers in the war on Islamic terrorism, their friends, and their families, living or deceased. On this, the 10th anniversary of September 11, coming up tomorrow, the act of war on the United States of America and Western freedoms, we need to stand up to and fight Islamic terrorism together if we want to defend our freedoms. God bless and goodbye. Now, DGTV fans know that normally when I sign out, I put in some celebrity news at the end of these broadcasts. Looking back over the summer, I felt that I would comment on this. Sherwood Schwartz passed away this past summer, and Schwartz, of course, created Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch. DGTV likes the Brady Bunch better. Schwartz died at the age of 73 this past summer. He died in his sleep peacefully.
Here's the story of a lovely lady
due to natural causes.
who was bringing
And so we end with the theme of the Brady Bunch from season 5, with the actors, the kids, singing the theme song. Goodbye and have a good week. I'm Darren Gilbert.
Who was busy with 3 boys of his own. They were 4 men living all together, yet they were all alone. Till the one day when the lady met this fellow, and they knew that it was much more than a hut. That this group must somehow form a family. That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. That's the way we became the Brady Bunch.
And Ann B. Davis as Alice.
DGTV is Darren Gilbert television. You are watching it. Classic television, local news and analysis. Stay tuned to DGTV.